Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I wanted to do something a little bit different with this video, and I think, and I only think because I really cannot be 100% sure about how any type of consistency will go with it, but I've been doing a lot of journaling and tracking around the astrological transits that have been going on. So y'all know astrology has been my jam the last few years, especially. I've gotten really serious about studying it, and I'm not talking about pop astrology, horoscopes in the back of the magazine. I'm talking about real, ancient, been around for tons and tons and thousands of years, system of science. I'm talking the raw, real deal stuff. And I think that I've gotten pretty versed at a lot of different things. And I've used this in a way for self-discovery, for reassurance. Sometimes, our God is beyond anything that we can ask or imagine. And even in that, I'm not going to get into any religious talk and all of that stuff because that's not what this is. However, I am a firm believer in using the tools that are available within the world for self-discovery, for self-growth, for becoming a better version of yourself, becoming a more authentic version of yourself. And I think that the biggest way that we can do that is in knowing ourselves, knowing who we are, and getting to the core of who we are so that we can learn to work with our own energies and be the best that we can be and show up in our highest destiny within the world. That being said, I've used astrology as a tool for quite a little bit, and I've been doing a lot of backtracking. So printing out different lunar returns, solar returns, and then as they happen, taking notes. And then recently I went back to see what actually happened versus what I thought would happen versus what my charts said would happen and what was really going on at the time. So for those of you that keep up, we recently just had a full moon in the sign of Gemini, and it was at, I believe, 4 degrees. So everyone has Gemini within their chart. For me, Gemini is my rising sign, which makes that my first house. And our first house and our rising represents us. It represents the individual, the body, the person. And so it's really, really crazy because I was all up in my feels, moon energy, full moon energy at that, and having this moment to myself in the car. And as I was talking and as I was writing, I was like, mind blown about what I was sitting there going through all by myself. This has nothing to do with what is going on in the sky, what's going on with the moon, none of that, just where I am and what I was going through within my own self, and then seeing how it lined up perfectly with the new moon. I was literally mind blown. So I'm actually gonna plug a clip from my little emotional moment in the car. It's pretty dark. You can't really see me, but what I'm saying is what's more important than that. So full moon in Gemini, full moons are all about releasing. Full moons are a culmination point. They're about illumination sometimes, bringing things into the light, right? When the full moon is illuminated in the sky, it's brighter outside than under a new moon where you can't really see anything, right? So full moons are often a time of culminating, of finalizing, of finishing, as well as of releasing and letting go. So take a look at what I was releasing and letting go under a full moon in my first house of myself, of the person that I am. This is literal crazy. So it's going crazy right now tonight. So I'm sitting outside at the park. I'm waiting for Sissy to get off work so that I can pick her up and take her home. And so I'm sitting here and there's so many people out. I'm just looking all around, kind of people watching. And I'm just having these just random thoughts just about like just life and purpose, right? And destiny, and the fact that every single one of us is our own individual soul, like in real life. Because when our life is done, it's done. And of course, these are grief thoughts, of course, but when it's done, it's done. And some of you who have lost a loved one, like, you know what I mean by that. Just like when you see somebody one day and like the very next day, like that's it. They don't exist anymore. And it just makes me look around, and I'm just like, there's families walking and people playing sports, and there's like all these black folks behind me like chilling all over the sidewalk, and I mean, they got their music going, like it's Monday. But people are walking their dogs, people are exercising, like everybody's out here doing something. And it's like, here I am sitting in my car thinking about like purpose and destiny, but it just, everybody has their own individual, like, unique destiny. And it's the Gemini full moon tonight, and I found it interesting because as I'm sitting here having like my mind just wander, which Gemini is like the communicating sign, right? It's ruled by Mercury, so it is our thoughts, like what we think, what we communicate, it's messages. Mercury was the messenger of the gods. So it's like my mind's on a fucking 10, and I'm thinking about like all I've been through in the last little while, and the thought that popped into my head was just like, damn, like I just had a birthday, like this shit like feels real. And I was thinking to myself, like, I just want to be proud of myself. I just want to be proud of myself. Like, I don't feel proud of myself anymore. Like, I don't even feel good about myself most of the time. And I know the circumstances, like, are not my fault and they were outside of my control. But, like, when you lose everything and you're, like, starting over, and in our fucked up economy right now, like, this shit is hard, like, and day to day I don't feel like this, you know. Obviously, like, I'm in deep thought right now, but like, life is hard. And I know it's hard for everybody. Like, this isn't, you know, we're not comparing traumas. I'm specifically speaking to my own circumstances. My entire life was ripped out from under me in an instant. And in giving myself grace, like, it's been a year of grief. I'm trying to heal, yet still take care of a family, yet I'm homeschooling my kids still, and, you know, still trying to create a sense of normalcy because we don't have a home. Like, I live with my parents. Like, it's so much that went into the loss besides just the loss. And that's really been difficult for me to grasp. Just everything just so fast. It's like, it's so fast, and life's just been moving on, and we're just moving on. Like, I'm stuck, and I realized tonight, like, I don't want to be stuck anymore. So I was saying, I'm 39, I'm about to be 40. Like, I don't know, it's just like, it's hard. It feels like just tough. I don't know. I feel like people are walking by. You guys, can you believe after 7 years I still be looking around, like, talking to myself into a vlog? So lame. And that's just it though. Like, I sat here and I feel like, of all the things in the last couple of years, like, I feel like I'm ready to shed it off. Like, I'm ready to be proud of myself again. Like, it doesn't feel good to not feel good about yourself. It's like a couple of years ago, like, I was doing good. Like, I felt good. Like, life was good. And when I compare that to, like, my genuine overall sense of, like, self-esteem and shit right now, like, I don't feel good. And I don't want to invite more of that, and I don't want to attract more of that. Like, I'm ready to just simply feel good about myself. I don't mean it in like a pressureful way either. Like, I don't want to pressure myself or push myself or feel like I'm doing too much, but I'm ready though to lay down whoever she was before, so that I can begin to take real action toward becoming whoever she's becoming, you know? Like, when you lose a spouse, and this goes for people who are divorced too, like, if you have been married for any significant amount of time, and even together with somebody really for any significant amount of time, and then you're not anymore, you have to then find like a new self. You have to find yourself again, right? Like, because often in relationships, and especially marriages, our identities become linked as one, so to speak. It's us, right? It's us, it's them. They're coming to the event, they're, you know, the greens, it's a plural. And when you divorce, when you separate, when someone passes away, it becomes a singular again. So I don't know, but I wrote down, I was writing in my, like, I didn't even have a journal with me, so I'm just writing like on paper. But, you know, I said I want to be proud of myself. I desire for a deep intuitive knowing and understanding to guide my choices to fulfill the most positive manifestation of my purpose and destiny. I said I desire to write more and to publish my works to blogs or social platforms, or really anywhere that I can have a voice. And then of course I put like my desires to move. But I basically was just like, you know, I'm letting go of a version of myself. I'm 39, I'm in the last year of my 30s, and I'm not a kid anymore. Now comes the real true adulting. I'm almost 40 and Shavonda is dead. I don't have a husband anymore. I don't have help coming in anymore. Things are completely different. I have 4 children who are depending on me and who only have me to provide for them safety and shelter and love and comfort and support. And, you know, I mean, material things come last on the list, but they need that too. There's so much of me that has to be given, you know. I mean, even in supporting them through their grief, it's so much now. It's different. Like, I don't have time anymore to sit here and feel fucking sorry for myself. Like, and not that I'm saying I sit here like, why did this happen to me? Like, y'all should know by now that I'm more spiritual than that, to know that, you know, things happen for a reason and people do carry on, and everything, you know, has its time. I understand all of that. So I'm not there, but, you know, in reality, like, I'm there. Like, I really got left with a fucked up, shitty end of the stick. Like, y'all don't even know, you know. I haven't really came and like discussed a lot of that, but it just, like, I got the raw end of the fucking deal. And it's like, you know, that's that, you know, that Scorpio-ness, right? That phoenix rising from the ashes, tear it all down, start over again. And it's like, it's not the first time I feel like my life has fallen apart like this. So it's just, when we talk about death and regeneration and cycles, it's like, I've definitely can say that I've seen that now multiple times in my life. The fact that the cycle of having to basically die down of an old self and be rebirthed, you know. Birthing pains don't feel good. But anyway, I just said that things are completely different now, which means I have to be completely different now. And the feeling that I felt behind all of this was just a dying to the self. Like, I want to leave her here tonight because, like, old Addie is gone. Like, she's gone. She left when that part left. And I'm ready to be born. So I don't know. I feel like I'm ready to be born, I guess. Rebirthed or something like it. So interesting on the Gemini full moon, a full moon being releasing, communicating to yourself and finding out what. But I am a Gemini rising, so for my astro friends who know your astrology, like our rising sign, like the rising sign is representative of you. It's your physical body, it's your physical incarnation here, so it represents you in your chart. And in that sense, this full moon is basically happening like really close to my ascendant. So I find it really crazy how it's affecting me in a unique way in terms of me being a Gemini rising, damn, and it happening to me, and me saying that I want to, like, releasing like that old self tonight and leaving that part of it and being rebirthed, like it's time, just all of that. It's very Scorpio, new moon, new beginnings, new you, which we just had 2 weeks ago on the 13th of November. And now with the Gemini full moon, I'm like, no, when I wake up tomorrow, I'm going to be a brand new person. No. And I know it doesn't happen like that. It's not going to happen overnight, but there's a lot. I'm ready to let that baggage off me. Like I'm ready to let it off me. Very emo, very emotional moon energy. So the astrology is definitely astrologying tonight. Ooh, look at how good the full moon looks. I wish this camera picked it up in like the way that my eyes see it. It looks huge. Not as big as some of the other ones, but it's so nuts, but this is why I love like being in this space and being able to use certain tools. I just feel like I had a really good emotional release, a renewal of myself. And so I'm really excited to just continue to see how God is moving in my life and the direction that it's flowing, and just continuing to carry me in a way forward in which is for my highest good. I think that loss sometimes definitely can bring about a different sense of purpose. There's really small, superficial things that people care about that I just genuinely don't give a shit about anymore. Like, we're all uniquely and wonderfully made. We are all here to fulfill a destiny for our own individual souls. And I feel like astrology has really shown me that it doesn't matter what someone wants for you. It doesn't matter, it really doesn't matter, your purpose and your soul fulfillment here in this lifetime. It's destined. There's a huge debate astrologically about free will versus fate, but I think that there's both within a system of free will. Everyone has a destiny. And so I am doing my best to continue to walk in mine. So anyways, thank you guys for stopping by this astrological check-in. And I plan to probably do more of these, not so much me breaking down, but kind of taking you through a lunar month, what the chart says, and then after that being able to go back and see what transpired and what happened and what the story that unfolded was out of that chart. So if that's something that you are interested in seeing, definitely thumbs up, drop me a comment below. Also, who is watching? So drop me your rising sign below. And if you have no idea how to even find what your rising sign is, let me know in the comments below also, and I can do a short video on simply how to find your rising sign within a chart. So that's gonna be it. I will see you guys later. Bye.